I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. This is the UA Command 2.0. I really like the new design of the thinner scoop at the top to help with ground balls, and the same thing in the back with the flare to help with ground balls as well. The pocket, it forms just a nice, easy pocket right in the middle. I also love how light it is. We've been in the sun all day. It still doesn't get that soupy, bendy feeling. Also, what I really like the new addition of is the side rail pockets for the shooters, which doesn't go right in there, which I think is a brilliant design.
I'm Greg Gurenlian, known as Greg Beast. I played for the New York Lizards. I just retired from the MLL, and I face off for Team USA. An elite level face-off man looks for a couple different things. The first thing is the pinch points of the head, the flex points, how it wraps around the ball. The second thing you look for is the scoop. Is it rigid enough and can it help you get an extra couple ground balls? The third thing is you want durability. You don't want to have to go buy a new head every few games.
Test, 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 test. 1, 2, 3. Yep, I got you. Welcome to Salt Lake City, Utah, the quarterfinal round in Division II. We got the 9-seeded Florida Gulf Coast Eagles against the top seed, the St. Thomas Tommies, here in Division II. The MCLA National Championships, powered by Under Armour. Travis Eldridge, Josh Hawkins along with you for this one. Josh, this is an interesting game. We saw the Tommies easily find their way into this quarterfinal round with the win over the 16-seed Missouri State. Florida Gulf Coast had a little bit more of a game yesterday.
Yeah, a little bit more of a game in that 8-9 matchup, but I think for Florida Gulf Coast, I mean, it seems like they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder coming in, the 9 seed. You know, St. Thomas is the favorite. Obviously, they're big, they're physical, they're playing so well. And FGCU is going to play with that chip on their shoulder that they're coming in here and trying to upset them.
We certainly saw that in that first round game, able to knock off the 8 seed in the opening round here yesterday. The first of 2 games here on each one of these 4 fields at this complex here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Once again, a gorgeous afternoon for some lacrosse.
Oh, couldn't ask for better weather. It's gorgeous out here. I mean, the wind is going too, so there's a little breeze. It's not too hot underneath the sun. I mean, it's gorgeous out here in Utah.
This is a rematch of a regular season game between these 2 teams. St. Thomas winning that matchup 14-3. We'll see if they can make some changes from that regular season meeting. St. Thomas quickly wins the face-off. Able to scoop up a ground ball, and they'll get this first offensive set.
These opening possessions, especially when you're the 9 seed, you're playing a higher, seeded team. You feel like you're the underdog. These are great, a great time to kind of test your defense, see where you're at, and how confident you are coming into the game.
Shot super high, but it's backed up. And St. Thomas keeps possession. In the white uniforms with purple numbers, Florida Gulf Coast in the blue uniforms, white helmets, white numbers with some green trim.
This is a good time to talk about the White on white versus blue on blue look. What do you like better, Travis?
The white on white always looks sharp.
I agree.
But I do like Florida Gulf Coast's color scheme. It's a solid thing for Dunk City.
Dunk City.
Sam Turner kicks it back out. Mark Nat'l had a big game. That shot couldn't quite get off there from Alex Vishams. Nat'l was terrific in that first round game we saw here yesterday.
You fail your first clear, that's not a good sign. You want to be up around 85, 90% on your clearing percentages each game.
Here's a look at Turner, number 21 in white. Down to Charlie Venable, the senior from Minnesota. St. Thomas, predominantly Minnesota kids. Not a surprise, school hailing from Minnesota.
And they're big physical athletes, especially their middies. They run a pretty big group of middies too. A lot of playing time for a lot of these players, and like I said, I mean, just big physical athletes, and you're going to see that in their dodging and in their offense today.
Venable's shot is stopped. Austin Cotton making his first save of the afternoon. That's a name we said a lot yesterday, and that win over Sierra Nevada.
He was all over the place, making saves. I mean, there was a flurry at one point yesterday where he saved it off his cage, saved it off his arm. I mean, he's been playing well.
So this is our first chance to take a look at the Florida Gulf Coast offense today. Johnny Mulcahy with it. Nick Griffin had a nice game in the opening round here at the MCLA National Tournament yesterday in Division II. Nice catch. Tomasin
huge hit, draw to flag.
Big hit. There's our first penalty. Free opportunity. Shot sails a little high and wide from Carter Ayers, but it triggers our first man up, man down situation today.
I like the start for Florida Gulf Coast so far. You know, they lose the first face-off, but they buckle down on defense after a long possession and now draw a penalty on offense and have a huge opportunity to go up 1-0 if they capitalize on this man advantage.
Good time to introduce you to our officials today. The referee, Dennis Wanzer, Steve Niederhanser, the umpire, Jason Johnson, the field judge. Pass got deflected. It looked like maybe off a helmet.
Tried to force the crease from behind the cage, and I don't know if it hit the defender or the goalie, but going the Tommy's way.
And here comes Mark Nat'l. Does a little bit of everything, and St. Thomas down a man. Looking to go offensively. That shot never got through. And Charlie Venable will hold on to it.
They're going to milk this until they get their even player back on the field. Penalties release.
And now we're back to even strength. Here comes Nat'l again. It's quite an eventful press conference with Mark yesterday.
It was. He
apparently
he didn't know what to do with his hands.
Know what to do with his hands. Thice couldn't handle that one. Loose ball in front.
Interesting face paint too.
Yeah,
gets very creative with the face paint.
We asked him about the eye black situation, and he said, you know, each day he wakes up with a new mindset. So every game,
a different mindset every day,
different design.
Yeah.
Guess he's not superstitious. Shot deflected. Maybe Cotton got a little piece of that.
And then there's a good taste of St. Thomas's size. You know, big midi, about 6'2", 6'3", is able to dodge down the alley, get a shot off, even though, you know, the defender did a good job of staying with him.
Riley Bumgardner working for Max. Can't quite turn the corner. There's Jake Bauman. Little high step.
Tommy's like to initiate from up top.
Different look at a different midfield unit here. Bounce shot goes. St. Thomas on the board first. It's Baumgartner. And the Tommies lead 1-0.
Again, you see the size. Baumgartner just kind of rumbles his way down towards the cage, and the slide is late, and he's able to get a step on his defender, and nice little bouncer. I believe it went 5-hole.
Top seed striking first in this quarterfinal, and if you're the top seed, how important is it with you have maybe a little mental edge, you won the regular season meeting, how important is it to remind your opponent, hey, this is who we are?
Well, the Tommies are a very confident team. I remember their defensive group yesterday were yelling that they're the baddest. So there's no shortage of confidence on that sideline.
Face-off won by the Tommies. Airmailed pass. Florida Gulf Coast takes over. We talked about that yesterday. If you win the face-off like that, Florida Gulf Coast really gets the offensive possession. Should it even count as a face-off win?
Exactly. You know, that they don't maintain possession or get a good look at the cage. I think, you know, a good way to kind of, you know, the other stat is, you know, success or goals or good shots off of a face-off.
Loose ball, won by Florida Gulf Coast. Tomasin scooping it up. We got Carter Ayers, Tomasin, midfield unit playing pitch and catch with it around the outside. Ayers has his step shot well wide. But the Eagles there with the backup. Can actually say Eagles and describe which team we're talking about here. We had the all-Eagles matchup in the first round, Florida Gulf Coast and Sierra Nevada.
I noticed Ayers, who has the ball now, is wearing the Concord Jordan cleats.
Ooh.
I know Chris Marshall would appreciate that.
He would approve. He's likely watching Chapman play, though. Ayers. Air Jordaning that one. Carter less than pleased, but his cleats look good. Look out. Incoming, Josh. Come on, where's your stick?
Just missed me. Catching a break there.
Yeah, as Florida Gulf Coast gets it back. Almonte triggers it in from midfield. How's your chance, Josh? Make all the highlight reels. Snag that one.
Pick up a GB.
From underneath the 10. Physical take. But it ends up in the keeper's cross. Patrick Jackson there in goal today. Another loose ball. It's been a physical battle.
Yeah, a little
in between the restraining boxes. Quick chance to go for Florida Gulf Coast. Shot sails wide from Griffin. That was a good opportunity for the Eagles.
I like how Florida Gulf Coast won the whistle there. Got a nice look on the backside.
Jordan Briggs beats his man. Pass forced through. And here comes Jackson. way out of his crease. The clearing pass finds the sideline instead. Give Jackson a chance to get back to the crease.
And that's 2 failed clears now by the Tommies.
Kind of uncharacteristically sloppy play for the top seed here so far.
Yeah, 100%. And if you're Florida Gulf Coast, that's a good sign. You know, they're being scrappy in the middle of the field, and they're, you know, to their credit, they are causing some of that. It's not just the Tommies throwing it away, but it's Gulf Coast, you know, playing hard in the middle of the field right now. They have to take advantage of these opportunities too.
Saw Missouri State have a lot of trouble against the St. Thomas defense. And once again, it's really been ferocious. Briggs able to save that one along the end line. An extra chance for the Eagles.
This is a nifty play.
Yeah. It's the old Hail Mary toss. Just, now let's see what we can do.
And I talk about the physicality on the offensive side for the Tommies, but the defense as well.
Yeah.
I mean, their long poles are long and lanky. Physical,
Sam,
you see that takeaway there.
yeah.
He's able to just get his stick up in the passing lane and take it away.
Sam Fuller dishes it off to Alex Vishems. Sam Fuller, LSM, another guy who had a terrific game in the opener, and St. Thomas capitalizes at the other end. It's Turner. 2-zip Tommies.
And that's exactly why Florida Gulf Coast has to take advantage of those opportunities when the Tommies throw it away in the clear or they get an extra possession, so to speak. You have to take advantage of that because that's how easy the Tommies can score.
I like the body language for Florida Gulf Coast, though. You can see Austin Cotton, the goalie, clapping toward the sideline, saying,
Yep.
all right,
Yep.
it's okay. Under 5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. 1 versus 9 matchup in Division II here at the 2018 MCLA National Tournament. Winner gets a day off tomorrow, the opportunity to rest and get ready for Thursday's semifinals.
It's a nice face-off win for Florida Gulf Coast. Got to value the ball, getting into the box.
Good effort here.
Great effort. He might go all the way here.
Ryan scores! He got tripped, he lost it, scooped up the ground ball, and the long pole takes it himself.
Great individual effort, like you said. Has to go through 2 guys at midfield. Trips, gets back up, and there's an open lane in the middle of the field, and he takes it, puts it in the back of the net. It's a big momentum boost for Florida Gulf Coast. Whole bench is getting pumped up.
You know, his first name is Gage, and he wears number 12.
12 gauge.
I mean, it
like
has
it.
to be, right? Like, that's way too obvious. Just to be a coincidence. Eric Theis wins the faceoff for St. Thomas, so a chance to answer back after Florida Gulf Coast got on the board. Saw like 5 guys for St. Thomas take faceoffs yesterday.
Face off by Platoon. That doesn't really work though. A platoon is multiple people.
You just one faceoff guy. Charlie Venable tosses it back up top to Stanchfield. Around the box they go. Shot just high. That was a nice look. Good catch, better save. Cotton with another one.
And that's a great save. He's, you know, got to stay on that near pipe as that Dodger's coming down the alley. Dodger shoots it far side. He's got to get back over to the other side. Makes a great save.
And here comes Cotton into the offensive end. Deep pass to the corner, and they complete the clear.
Cotton's got to have another great day to keep Florida in this game. He's already made some great saves. You see him being a leader in the clear.
We said it yesterday, if there's a recipe for an upset, what is it, goalie play face-offs?
Yeah, got to have great goalie play, and usually you're going to be winning the ball and having multiple possessions.
Turnover along the far sideline gives it back to the Tommies. This is Sam Turner. Got a lot of flow on this St. Thomas team. Maybe the hockey influence there in Minnesota.
Could be.
A lot of flow. You miss your flow?
No. I feel like I can, feel the wind on the back of my neck. And so many different advantages to not having long hair. It's amazing.
From way downtown, shot sails wide from Turner.
Can wear hats again, Travis?
I know. You've become a big hat guy ever since you cut it off. Trent Gam to Nat'l. And errant pass. Good quick clear for Florida Gulf Coast.
Got a good look at Dowdle's eye black today. And
what's the design?
It's kind of like tiger stripes across his entire face.
So he
yesterday
yesterday
he went with the vertical stripes. Today he's kind of with the diagonal stripes all the way across.
And
I wonder if he does it himself or he gets a teammate to do it.
I don't know. That may be today's post-game press
go.
conference question. Florida Gulf Coast is calls a timeout. We'll step aside as well. Less than a minute to go in the opening quarter here in the Division II quarterfinals. St. Thomas, the top seed, holding on to a 1-goal advantage. We'll be back with more. Welcome back to the 2018 MCLA tournament powered by Under Armour. You're watching a Division II quarterfinal between the 9 seed Florida Gulf Coast Eagles and the top seed St. Thomas. The Tommies with a 2-1 advantage early, less than a minute to go in this opening quarter. Travis Eldridge, Josh Hawkins along with you here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Yet again, another gorgeous day. You couldn't have asked for 2 more perfect days to start this tournament.
Oh, no, you couldn't. Did you wear sunscreen today?
I did, yeah. We got pretty...
You got burnt yesterday.
Pretty burnt yesterday. So far, the tent doing well to shade us from the sun.
Yep.
But we were not alone. You can see some coaches and the players. Everybody got a little sun.
Yep.
Altitude doesn't help either.
A couple farmers' tans out here.
Yeah. These teams playing for a spot in the semifinals on Thursday. Of course, they'll get a day off tomorrow. Championship games coming your way Saturday here in Salt Lake City. Great commentating team in for the semifinals and championship. Chris Marshall and Ryan Powell.
I know Chris is going to be excited for that one.
All sorts of pumped up.
Yeah.
This is Devin Deming. Florida Gulf Coast likely holding for one final offensive shot here in the first quarter.
And again, for me, I'm paying attention to how many times Florida Gulf Coast can get a good shot or a good possession off of a St. Thomas mistake. St. Thomas threw the ball away. Well, we have here Florida Gulf Coast
does the same. Away. And so 5 seconds left. St. Thomas has got to go, and they won't get a shot off. But the Tommies will go into the second quarter with a 1-goal advantage here in the quarterfinals. The score after one, St. Thomas 2, Florida Gulf Coast 1. You're watching the 2018 MCLA National Tournament, powered by Under Armour.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. This is the Under Armour Banshee. It's the mid-level lacrosse cleat. What I like about it is it's got a low cleat feel, but with the protection of a mid to high cleat. I'm usually a guy who likes to protect my ankles, but I don't like to lose the mobility and feel like I'm wearing a heavy cleat.
Welcome back live to Salt Lake City, Utah. Getting ready for the second quarter here in this MCLA Division II quarterfinal, the national tournament. The top-seeded Tommies up by 1. Travis Eldridge, Josh Hawkins back with you. Montana State with a 2-0 lead in the other quarterfinal here in Division II going on at the moment. Of course, the winner of these two games moving on to the semifinals coming your way on Thursday. St. Thomas wins the face-off, and they capitalize. It's Sam Fuller, the long pole, and it's 3-1 Tommies.
Great effort by the long pole on the face-off. Almost slipped on that shot too. Slipped a little bit, but it was still able to find the back of the net. I mean, it's so hard to see the ball coming out of a long stick. For those goalies, it's tough to locate that ball. You know, they bring it back so far, and it's coming from just a different angle because of how much longer it is, the 6-foot pole, and Cotton not able to see that one.
Sam Fuller, an LSM senior on this team. He plays face-off wings. He's ground ball machine, guy who we saw play an important role yesterday in a big win in the opening round. This is Nicholas Bundy.
Yeah, and he's already doing that today. We, just saw that goal, and he's playing great on the wings, and he's winning his matchup on defense right now too.
It's Eric Theis going to work for Max. Nice back out top to Visions. One more pass. He had a step, but it ends up in the cross of Cotton.
Coach Gross for the Tommies yelling at his offense to move. Looked like some individual dodging while the rest of the team was just standing and watching. So asking his offense to move a little bit more.
Cotton with an easy clear. Florida Gulf Coast back down 2. Trying to cut back into the lead. Got a bunch of tights there on this Florida Gulf Coast offense, Josh.
Yeah, there's looks like there's.
Is it good tight to sock ratio? That's the question. So what are the guys wearing tights? Tyler Tomasin shoots one wide.
It's all about the ratio.
Mulcahy. Defender lost his stick. Good chance there for Ayers, but he couldn't put it on frame.
Yeah, great look for Ayers. He's got to get that on cage. Looks like they're trying to attack their short stick matchups too.
Jordan Briggs, number 7 in blue for Florida Gulf Coast, had a big game in the opening round win over Sierra Nevada. It's been quiet here so far today. Here he is.
And here's your boy.
He likes that shot from that angle. Skip pass across. Never got through. Good block.
Great ground ball.
Winds and fires another deflection. Florida Gulf Coast keeps, though. I know these guys are hockey guys because, man, wearing it.
Yep. You mentioned Briggs having a good day yesterday, and he kind of started out slow yesterday, too.
He did. One of those second-half players.
He's not afraid to shoot, I'll tell you what.
No.
I mean, he likes that low-angle shot. He's got a good lefty shot to begin with, but likes the low angle. St. Thomas with a lefty goalie.
Skip pass out top, bounce shot a little wide, but Florida Gulf Coast able to string together a nice possession here.
And I mentioned that the St. Tommy's goalie is a lefty because sometimes, you know, shooters get used to a right-handed goalie. So now seeing a goalie with the stick in his left, you know, changes up your shot a little bit. You think about your shot a little bit.
For Griffin,
and we're seeing it right now. A lot of these shots aren't even getting on cage.
Now, that's an interesting point. Actually, I heard Coach John Desko of Syracuse talk about that in their loss to Cornell during the regular season. That Cornell threw a goalie that they didn't think was going to play, and he was a lefty, and they had a scouting report for a right-handed goalie, and it took them a half to figure out what to do.
Yeah, it's personally, I like a lefty goalie because I'm a righty, and I'm usually shooting on that opposite side, but
nice play by Dowdle to get out of some trouble. Here he shows off the Jets. Dowdle in transition all the way through, but he couldn't get the shot off.
And there's a flag, far side.
It's going to go up against Florida Gulf Coast, so St. Thomas back on the man advantage.
Ayers with the
slash.
Being called for the slash.
1 minute extra man.
On 28 release.
See what the top-seeded Tommies can do. What are we looking at here, Josh?
Right now they're in a 1-4-1 offensively. Looks like they're going to get into a 1-3-2 out of that 1-4-1. A little rotation down there by the attack.
Baumgartner shot a little wide. Still time on the man up. Baumgartner found the side of the cage. The mom goal. No, it didn't fool the parents here in attendance.
They had a good sign of light, yeah.
Penalties released. We're back to even, but St. Thomas gets the possession back. Skip pass all the way across. Charlie Venable, the senior, settled things down. Bounce shot, just a little wide once more. Stanchfield.
I believe this is the Tommy's second midfield line in right now.
Got a relatively deep roster. Something that pays off when you get deeper into this tournament. Trying to play 4 games in a week if you're going to win the national championship. That pass sails a little high from Bumgardner.
Keeps it in.
Saved, but Florida Gulf Coast scoops up the ground ball. Great catch along the sideline, and the Eagles will clear. Shot right in to the cross there of Jackson.
And that's a tough shot, you know, for several reasons.
High to
because
high.
He went high to high. You know, he didn't have much power behind his shot because he's kind of being chased and didn't get good leverage on the shot to begin with, and that's why you see it kind of popcorn into the goalie's stick. But the worst part about that is they just played defense for a couple minutes. You want to get your offense on the field, settle the ball. You made a great play on the clear. Just make the right pass it down to your attackman, and get a good possession. But here, see if Florida Gulf Coast can get a good possession. Let their defense rest a little bit. D middies walk by us, a little gassed.
Almonte. Low scoring so far in this second quarter. Midway through. Skip pass all the way out top. It's Deming looking to go to work on Dowdle, but Dowdle,
you know,
Dowdle
takes those matchups personally.
He does. He said it yesterday. Jackson coming up with the save. See if we see any more Fortnite approaches on defense. Apparently a big Fortnite guy. And here comes Mark.
I think they all are these days, Travis.
We met some managers yesterday who did not play Fortnite.
That is true. That is true.
Believe it or not, Ben Reeves, Yale great player, not a huge fan of Fortnite.
Ah, he's busy studying.
Yeah, he also is a big fan of FIFA.
Oh, okay.
So, video game guy, just not a Fortnite guy.
Right.
Nice takeaway, but Florida Gulf Coast able to keep. It's Tommy's takeover. A little sloppy here. Good win by Venable, and he keeps it as he tumbles down. Unsettled situation for the Tommies, but no numbers. St. Thomas going to take a timeout, talk things over. Just over 6 minutes to go in this first half. The Tommies, the top seed, looking good, up 3-1 on Florida Gulf Coast. We'll be back here from the 2018 MCLA National Tournament.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and finished up at University of Maryland College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. This is the Under Armour Banshee. It's the mid-level lacrosse cleat. What I like about it is it's got a low cleat feel, but with the protection of a mid to high cleat. I'm usually a guy who likes to protect my ankles, but I don't like to lose the mobility and feel like I'm wearing a heavy cleat. UA Banshee, untouchable, unstoppable.
Welcome back to the 2018 MCLA National Tournament powered by Under Armour. Travis Eldridge, Josh Hawkins back with you. Florida Gulf Coast, the 9 seed, looking to pull off a second straight upset as they took down Sierra Nevada, the 8 seed yesterday. But the Tommies, the top seed in this Division II bracket, up 3-1 early.
And we saw in their game yesterday, they were up 8 or 9 goals and still felt like they could be playing better. So definitely not happy with with where they are right now, and they want to put more pressure on Florida Gulf Coast.
Shot a little wide. Stanchfield.
Cotton with the save.
Man, he may be one of my favorite players we've seen in 2 days so far.
Is it the name?
Well, the name helps.
He's a heck of a goalie.
He's been great.
He's been leading this defense. Definitely keeping them in the game right now, too.
Junior entered this tournament with the goals against average around 7. St. Thomas defense has been relentless.
Florida Gulf Coast doesn't look super confident on offense and kind of questioning what they want to do offensively right now. Air's kind of being locked off. They're, you know, that adjacent pressure by the short sticks.
Here's Carter. Not really able to find seams. It's Johnny Mulcahy stripped to the ball, keeps it. Forces it into some traffic. Somehow gets a shot off, but not enough to beat Jackson.
Well, and if that's a righty goalie, that's going off hip, off stick side. That was, you know, a shot right to stick side. And again, I don't know if it's, you know, something they talked about before the game or not, but, you know, sometimes that can mess shooters up when you're, you know, so used to shooting on a right-handed goalie.
Doesn't it just come like a habit? Like, oh, yeah. Shoot right there when I'm in the middle.
And that last shot we saw kind of felt like that. It kind of felt like, you know,
normally
he's in pressure
this is a good shot.
And right, and you know, just shoot it in there, and you know, usually that's off stick, but lefty goalie playing well.
Thice to Dowdle. Dowdle winds and fires, but Cotton makes the save. You got to bring it if you're going to beat Austin Cotton. Here's A.J. Monte.
See if Briggs might want to take his individual matchup. You know, we talked about his success yesterday. Been quiet today so far.
Yeah, slow starter.
Tommy's
bounce shot.
Look like they're in a zone defensively right now too. That could be disrupting the offensive flow for Gulf Coast.
Dowdle, the short stick, able to help create a turnover. But in front, right place, right time for Nick Griffin. Florida Gulf Coast cuts it back to a 1-goal game. Better to be lucky than good, Josh.
You know, someone really smart once said, they don't ask how, they ask how many.
Who said that?
I don't know. Forget.
All right. Well.
It's a good saying.
It is a great saying. Whatever it takes. So Florida Gulf Coast, after really struggling offensively, able to get a nice bounce. Good break. And they're back within one of the top seed. Good hustle from the Tommies and a good ground ball there from number 15, Trent Gamm. And St. Thomas going to take a timeout with under 2 minutes to go in this second quarter. Talk things over. Maybe try to hold for one, maybe two good more opportunities here for the Tommies. We'll step aside. We'll be back with the rest of this first half. St. Thomas with a 3-2 lead on Florida Gulf Coast.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye? That when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quade?
See ya!
Right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
Put in there.
Welcome back into the first half of this Division II quarterfinal at the MCLA National Tournament. St. Thomas a 1-goal advantage over the 9 seed Florida Gulf Coast. Josh, you were listening in a little bit on this Tommy's huddle. What are they planning for this final 141?
Well, defensively, they're planning for, one more possession probably defensively. Then offensively, preparing for this last possession. They want a full possession where they, get a good look, get a great shot at the cage. Hopefully, build on this lead a little bit before half.
Patrick Stigsel spins at the top, now dishes off for Venable.
This offense got a couple different looks to have, or look for, sorry, in this possession. And if nothing's there, just to get in their flowing offense. And
they got a flag flying. St. Thomas keeping possession, get a free opportunity here with about a minute to go in the first half. Cotton scoops it up in the crease, but that triggers the penalty. Florida Gulf Coast coaches don't appreciate it. Got a slash on Florida Gulf Coast. 1 minute extra man, so 56 seconds left. A little discrepancy for St. Thomas, but you really can get a full possession with this extra man unit.
Absolutely. And again, they start with their 2 men on the crease look.
Visham's working from X. Dishes out top, and Cotton makes a save. Stoning Sam Turner. Cotton still going. The goalie all the way into the offensive end, and Florida Gulf Coast quickly calls a timeout.
I think Cotton wanted to go there.
He wanted it.
His eyes got wide and excited.
Says, come on, coach.
He was ready to go.
Let me go.
Hey, but even better save and clear for Cotton. I mean, he just gave his team an opportunity to get a shot off before the half here and possibly make it a tie game. So great play by Cotton.
So Florida Gulf Coast pauses it. We'll step aside for one more time here in the first half. 22 seconds left. The Tommies with a 1-goal advantage.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. The shaft is the Meso, and obviously when you look at it, it's got a really sleek look to it. Black on black is pretty smooth. Feel it. It's not too rigid. Got a little bit of a grit to it. It's very durable, but it's pretty light. It's got a little bit of a flex to it, so it puts a little bit more on your shot. UA Meso Composite. Balanced, battle tested.
Less than 30 seconds in this opening half between St. Thomas and Florida Gulf Coast. 1-9 matchup here in Division II, the quarterfinals. Now, Florida Gulf Coast has the ball in their own offensive end, but they are man down here for the rest of the quarter unless St. Thomas would score.
And that's what their head coach talked about in their huddle and their timeout was this play right here, being able to handle the double team that the Thomases have on them right now because of that man advantage.
Great hustle from Tyler Tomasin to just try to kill off most of this time. There's 3 seconds to go in the opening half. And that will do it. So for the most part, Florida Gulf Coast able to kill that man-up opportunity. There'll still be a couple of seconds that trickle over into the second half for St. Thomas as they kept possession there at the end of the half. And the Tommies, the top seed in this Division II bracket with a 1-goal advantage at the break. We'll step aside and we'll be back with the second half. You're watching the 2018 MCLA National Tournament powered by Under Armour.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. The shaft is the Meso, and obviously when you look at it, it's got a really sleek look to it. Black on black is pretty smooth. Feel it. It's not too rigid. Got a little bit of a grit to it. It's very durable, but it's pretty light. It's got a little bit of a flex to it, so it puts a little bit more on your shot. UA Meso Composite. Balanced, battle tested. My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. This is the Under Armour Banshee. It's the mid-level lacrosse cleat. What I like about it is it's got a low cleat feel, but with the protection of a mid to high cleat. I'm usually a guy who likes to protect my ankles, but I don't like to lose the mobility and feel like I'm wearing a heavy cleat. UA Banshee, untouchable, unstoppable.
I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. This is the UA Command 2.0. I really like the new design of the thinner scoop at the top to help with ground balls, and the same thing in the back with the flare to help with ground balls as well. The pocket, it forms just a nice, easy pocket right in the middle. I also love how light it is. We've been in the sun all day. It still doesn't get that soupy, bendy feeling. Also, what I really like the new addition of is the side rail pockets for the shooters, which doesn't go right in there, which I think is a brilliant design.
I'm Greg Gorenlian, known as Greg Beast. I played for the New York Lizards. I just retired from the MLL, and I face off for Team USA. An elite level face-off man looks for a couple different things. The first thing is the pinch points of the head, the flex points, how it wraps around the ball. The second thing you look for is the scoop. Is it rigid enough? Can it help you get an extra couple ground balls? The third thing is you want durability. You don't want to have to go buy a new head every few games, so this head basically encompasses all three of those. The Face-Off Academy put Command X's heads and their prototypes through the grinder. They lasted throughout the entire grind. They flexed exactly how we wanted them to. So not only were they pliable, not only were they durable, but they were also used in a lot of different facets. So it came out with a pretty good rating. The UA Command X. Dive under, take over.
Founded in 2009, Lacrosse Talk Radio has the most live and up-to-date coverage of the fastest sport on 2 feet. Whether you're listening to one of our over 200 live youth, high school, collegiate, or professional game broadcasts, or our regional specialty shows, Lacrosse Talk Radio gives you access and insight to your favorite teams and players. Visit us at lacrossetalkradio.com for our broadcast schedules in the Rocky Mountain, Tri-State, and Mid-Atlantic regions. Lacrosse Talk Radio, the official voice of the MCLA.
Life is about moments.
If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quaid? See ya! Right at it, right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. The shaft is the Meso, and obviously when you look at it, it's got a really sleek look to it. Black on black is pretty smooth. Feel it, it's not too rigid, got a little bit of a grit to it. It's very durable, but it's pretty light. It's got a little bit of a flex to it, so it puts a little bit more on your shot.
Hey, we missed you.
Oh.
I'm doing double duty too. I'm going into the sidelines. Yeah. 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 we said nifty.
Nifty. The race to nifty.
Looks like Greg Bice and Ryan Powell won the race to nifty.
Oh, there you go.
Huh? Has it been doing that the whole time?
No. Welcome back. Start of the second half here in the 2018 MCLA National Tournament, powered by Under Armour. Division II quarterfinal. The top seed, Tommy, starting with possession because there's about 7 seconds to carry over from a minute extra man opportunity from the first half. So they start with possession, but we're now back to even strength. Florida Gulf Coast able to kill off that penalty, but the Tommies still holding a 1-goal lead. Travis Eldridge, Josh Hawkins back with you for the second half of this one. Josh, what have you noticed about how both of these teams have kind of sized each other up so far?
Yeah, I mean, for Florida Gulf Coast, it's Cotton for me. I mean, the storyline for him in the first half was 6 saves. He's done a tremendous job. He's even.
And there's another one. It hit the post. St. Thomas thought it may have gone in.
He's even been a one-man clear for them on a couple times. So he's the leader right now for Florida Gulf Coast on that back end, giving the offense opportunities. On the other side for the Tommies, I mean, they're just being their physical selves, probably not finishing the ball as much as they would in one half. They like to put up numbers. I said it earlier, they were up 8 or 9 goals yesterday. I didn't feel like they were doing enough. So with just a 1-goal lead here, they're definitely not happy. They definitely want to get more shots on the cage.
Turnover along the end line, so St. Thomas takes it right back. It's a rematch of the regular season, won by St. Thomas 14-3. So far, a better game than that. Both these teams coming from conferences that are well represented here in the national tournament. Division II, Florida Gulf Coast and Kennesaw State, both still alive from the SELC. St. Thomas, one of 6 teams from the Upper Midwest Lacrosse Conference here in the national tournament. Those 2 conferences making up half of this Division II field. Here's Mark Dowdle. Florida Gulf Coast defense has been stingy.
Yeah, their D middies especially have been up to the test today. I mean, a lot of the initiation for this Tommy's offense comes from that midfield, picking on those short sticks. You see the dodge there. They're looking for those shorty matchups and trying to attack.
Alex Vishams.
Gulf Coast doing a great job, though, defensively.
Thice, now Dowdle. Here comes Thice. Bounce shot is stopped by Cotton. Seems to be midfield heavy on the offensive attack for St. Thomas so far today.
Absolutely, they're keeping the ball high and, you know, trying to get to the middle of the field. Also like to dodge down the alleys and throw it behind and attack the backside.
St. Thomas team that put up 16 goals yesterday. Lower scoring this afternoon. Nat'l swings it across. Great catch from Theis in traffic. Now it's Turner. The defense not giving, but a quick stick finish. Benjamin Toffin along the crease. And that's about the only way you can beat Cotton today. 4-2 Tommies.
Yeah, that was an interesting possession. It almost, I was thinking to myself, is there going to be a timer soon? Because, you know, they weren't really attacking and going to the cage. Kind of lulled the defense to sleep, and then as soon as, you know, the ball went behind, they make a cut. The defender gets caught watching the ball, and his you know, his man back cuts him, and he's wide open on the backside. It was a great pass and a great finish.
Hey guys, who had the assist there? Let's go, Stu!
Nicholas Bundy getting the helper on that one as a scrum at the face-off X, won by St. Thomas. And the Tommies will take possession back. I thought it was interesting, just about the entire possession was from up top. Good trail check. About the entire possession was from up top at the midfield.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they quickly go behind and it results in a goal. Second midfield unit out there. Jack Stanchfield, Riley Baumgardner, Jake Bauman. Shot is another save by Cotton. Man.
Wow. what a hard shot. You know, down the alley. You know,
a good hustle play by FGCU.
A lot of power behind that shot, but Cotton coming up again. I mean, he's keeping his team in it for sure.
Big hit. And the FGCU offensive end. Player for the Eagles is down. It's scooped up here by Griffin. And turned over again. Here's Visums. They've got numbers. Venable slips, draws the flag, and he keeps possession. Venable saved by Cotton, but as Cotton runs out of the cage, St. Thomas goes back on the man up.
Yeah, that's a tough penalty. You know, it looks like he slips a couple times, and you know, as he slips, he's getting checked, and it looks a little vicious, and that he might have caused that slip, but
it's a hold on Chris Englert, the senior for FGCU.
30.
FGCU playing a lot of defense in the third here.
A little frustration on the Eagles sideline, down by 2 early on in this third quarter. FGCU able to shut down St. Thomas in the last extra man opportunity and see if they can repeat it.
Really good rotation here from the Tommies.
A dodge, but Bundy slipped. And as he did that, it goes over the end line. Just about 4 seconds left on the extra man.
It's released now. It's released. That was released.
And we're back to even.
Yeah, he counted it down.
This is a really important possession here for FGCU. They've basically been on defense the entire third quarter here so far. So they got to value the ball, get a good possession, let their defense get a rest, and even more importantly, get a nice shot on cage.
Tomasin deflected and goes out of bounds, but backed up there by Griffin.
lot of frustration and
a little restless on the FGCU.
Uncertainty from the FGCU bench right now. They're
Carter
kind of
Ayers
all over the place.
Has it.
See if they can settle in and calm down a little bit.
Here's our boy Briggs, number 7 in blue. Big game yesterday. Been quiet today. Nothing going for the senior. Griffin gets the double. Draws the flag, splits 2. He's stripped of it, but an extra man for FGCU. Halfway through this third quarter. Evan Ellison, the freshman from Greenfield, Minnesota, draws the flag. So extra man unit is on for the Eagles. Just 30 seconds. That one just missed.
I'd like to see a play to Briggs. I mean, he's such a good shooter, and you know hasn't really taken many shots this game at all.
Hasn't found his spot. He likes the spot where he is now. There he is. Briggs couldn't get the shot through though. Deflected. 4 seconds left on the extra man. Shot high.
That's the penalty on.
Coach Brian Gross not thrilled.
It's released now.
And now they get back to even strength. Griffin beats his man. Did it go in? It did not. Jackson just quick enough to stop that thing from going over the goal line. Nick Griffin seems to be shaken up for FGCU. He is off the field. In is Joshua Taylor, the freshman, number 29. He's got it now.
He's got some wheels on him.
He does. Fresh legs.
Maybe this is the spark they need.
A little question mark dodge. He'd make Rob Pinnell proud. Florida Gulf goes back within 1.
What a huge play. He comes in, the freshman demands the ball. I mean, you see the confidence behind the cage. I mean, he was going to the cage the whole way. Puts his defender on skates. You mentioned the question mark dodge. I mean, what a great play by the freshman.
Man, maybe that's the spark FGCU needed.
gotta love that player coming in, just taking advantage of the opportunity that he has, just going straight to the cage.
A violation gives it to St. Thomas, though.
And for how lopsided this game has felt, especially in the third, with the possession time for the
just a one-goal game.
It's just a one-goal game, and I think a lot of that is due in part to Cotton making, I think, 8 or 9 saves by my count right now.
Yeah. Austin Cotton, once again, second terrific game from him. Numbers for St. Thomas, but Visums couldn't handle it. Loose ball up toward the end line. And Cotton is there for the ground ball.
He's picking up stats everywhere, and he officially has 10 saves
10
now.
saves for Austin Cotton. Just feels like the momentum may be shifting here.
It honestly looks like Cotton wants these players to shoot.
He's like, give it to me.
Yeah, tempting him.
Shot sails high
I dare you.
for
I'm
Trent
save
Gamm.
it. That's what he's saying out there. Love the confidence. I mean, he's being positive too. He's, you know, even though a goal goes in, he's still hyping up his defense.
St. Thomas.
He's out there communicating.
Yeah. Cotton, super bold. And a turnover for St. Thomas. Here come the Eagles. Here the coaching staff for FGCU saying this is a big one. Chance to even this thing up for the first time since it was 1-1. It's Gage Ryan, he's got a goal today.
He does, made a great play in the middle of the field earlier in the first half.
And we've got a push, a loose ball push, so FGCU keeps it despite the over and back violation.
You hear the yellow call by the coaches. They want to settle it down here. Get their guys on. Get a nice possession where they get a really good shot.
Johnny Mulcahy. Tyler Tomasin, the 9 seed, FGCU. Looking to tie things up with the top-seeded Tommies here in the Division II MCLA National Tournament bracket. St. Thomas able to force a turnover. And here comes Sam Fuller, the LSM. Extra pass. Shot. Pass couldn't quite be handled. Cotton out of his cage.
Had a chance at a ground ball there.
Yeah.
Went right over it.
St. Thomas keeps. Next goal in this game just feels like it could be a gigantic difference maker.
It feels like that, right? You know, for FGCU, they could tie it, and for St. Thomas, you know, just, you know, continue to you know, put the ball in the back of the net and you know, feel that confidence that they had going into this one.
Venable slipped, and now it's taken away from him. FGCU with the possession. And just not a ton of offense on either side. More deliberate pace, especially in this second half. It just seems like 2-goal lead becomes more and more difficult to come back from. Here comes Griffin, he's back in the game. Tried to force a pass in front, and it finds the crease and finds the stick of Patrick Johnson. He'll look to clear. And gets it to Sam Turner, and it's quickly the other way. St. Thomas not fooling around in this clearing game in the second half. Here's Theis. Theis low and scores. Oh, that's a big one for the top-seeded Tommies. They're back up 2.
Cotton wants that one back. He started to creep far side. They brought that back towards his near side, and good hard shot.
1:32 left in this third quarter. Tommies taking a 2-goal lead back. FGCU with some good chances to try to tie this game up. Instead, the Tommies back up 2. Date in the semifinals on Thursday awaits the winner of this one. FGCU wins a face-off.
At Zach Pfeiffer tweeting that FGCU has to take advantage of the opportunities and the little mistakes
read
that
my mind.
St. Tommy's you know, are making out there, and I'd have to agree with you, Zach.
Pass in front. Couldn't quite capitalize.
And again, the freshman Taylor being the one to start that play. I mean, great dodge, beats his defender, and makes a great feed in front of the cage. I'd like to see him go to work again. He's feeling it.
Here he is. We saw him. He's playing a guitar with his stick on his way on.
He's having fun out there. Get him the ball.
This Deming splits all the way through the defense, but he lost it.
Penalty.
But a late flag. An extra man. Big extra man opportunity with under 30 seconds in this third quarter.
Well, and I like the move by coach putting in some of these freshmen, you know, guys that have fresh legs. They're playing the guitar. They're having fun. They're getting excited. I mean, some of these guys, you know, don't get to see the field that much. So when they do, I mean, they're excited to be out there. So they make plays like that.
Jake Gabrielson, the freshman, gets the cross-checking call. So just a minute extra man for FGCU. By the way, just noticed the coaching hats for FGCU are terrific.
You like those, huh?
I do. A little different. Deming in there. Griffin. Tomasin. Shot is saved. Break. That's his spot.
That's the look. That's the look. Lefty's a great shooter. Just goes high to high, and it was an easy save on the lefty goalie.
And St. Thomas takes possession. And so, despite the extra man opportunity with St. Thomas with the ball, we'll have a face-off here. Start the fourth quarter. St. Thomas. There are chances for FGCU to get this thing back even. Instead, the top-seeded Tommies go into the final 15 minutes with a 2-goal advantage. We'll be back with the fourth quarter. You're watching the 2018 MCLA National Tournament, powered by Under Armour.
Field 6.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. This is the Under Armour Banshee. It's the mid-level lacrosse cleat. What I like about it is it's got a low cleat feel, but with the protection of a mid to high cleat. I'm usually a guy who likes to protect my ankles, but I don't like to lose the mobility and feel like I'm wearing a heavy cleat. UA Banshee, untouchable, unstoppable.
Welcome back to the 2018 MCLA National Tournament powered by Under Armour. Quarterfinal in Division II. The top-seeded Tommies from St. Thomas going into this fourth quarter with a 5-3 advantage, but Florida Gulf Coast has an extra man opportunity here. St. Thomas will look to clear off the final 32 seconds of the extra man here in this fourth quarter. Travis Eldridge, Josh Hawkins back with you here on Field 6 in Salt Lake City.
I was just in that huddle for Florida Gulf Coast, Travis.
Yeah, fired up.
Fired up, inspiring speech from Coach. I mean, his basic message was, you guys need to stop wasting your opportunities. And because they're doing things that are out of control, so he said, get in control, right? Get in control and take advantage of those opportunities, and you know, they'll be right back in this one.
St. Thomas kills the extra man. We're back to even strength. Theis working with it for the Tommies, and a goal here would absolutely be a backbreaker.
I'll tell you what, Cotton was fired up in that huddle too.
Skip pass in front. What a catch and finish from Nicholas Bundy.
And again, similar look to their last goal where they get a dodge from X and throw it backside over the cage to a backside cutter, you know, that's simply your second slide or your third slide not being there. You know, they came with a cross crease slide as the one slide, and they stopped that initial dodger, but he's dodging with his head up, passes it over the cage, and that second slide isn't there defensively, leaves the guy wide open on the crease, and another one-timer.
A big goal for St. Thomas, their first 3-goal lead of the game, coming here early in the fourth quarter. And a face-off win from the Tommies. Oh, Sam Fuller couldn't quite corral that one, the LSM for the Tommies. Would have had a great opportunity in front. Got some tweets about your guy Joshua Taylor.
He's a shaker.
Party starter.
Yeah, I'd love to see him back out there. I'd love to see him get the ball for Gulf Coast.
FGCU's got to get the ball first. Stanchfield gets it to Bauman. They're going behind again. Bundy had another great opportunity, couldn't catch it. And here come the Eagles. Big opportunity for FGCU. Unsettled situation and lost it. Went too deep.
Well, and that's exactly what Coach was talking about. They're doing things out of control. You know, that's not the play that Coach wants them to make, and he just wants them to get in control, and you know, the things will start to fall for them here.
Got a player down for FGCU. And they're calling for the trainer. And we'll step aside. We'll be back here. Fourth quarter action between St. Thomas and Florida Gulf Coast.
I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. This is the UA Command 2.0. I really like the new design of the thinner scoop at the top to help with ground balls, and the same thing in the back with the flare to help with ground balls as well. The pocket, it forms just a nice, easy pocket right in the middle. I also love how light it is. We've been in the sun all day. It still doesn't get that soupy, bendy feeling. Also, what I really like the new addition of is the side rail pockets for the shooters, which doesn't go right in there, which I think is a brilliant design.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake City. Patrick Kampmeyer, I believe, is the FGCU player being helped off the field by the training staff here. MCLA National Tournament. And so FGCU, St. Thomas will start with the ball here as FGCU tries to get back in things. Down by 3 in the fourth quarter, this Division II quarterfinal. Largest lead of the game here for St. Thomas. 3-goal advantage. St. Thomas here, Josh, pretty content, take their time.
Yeah, just working the ball around the outside, everyone getting a touch. Now we're going to see initiation from up top.
Theis beats his man, but Cotton makes another stop.
Cotton sitting on it.
Look at him, he's making a, look at it. He was doing a little shimmy on his butt.
It's double-digit saves now for Cotton.
Man.
I mean, he's having a day.
Can you imagine what the score would be if not for him?
Oh, yeah.
So a chance for FGCU. Just have had opportunities, just have not been able to capitalize on some of the Tommy's mistakes.
And this is a good opportunity for them to listen to what Coach said and be under control and control their situation right now. Control what they can control.
Devin Deming. AJ Monty.
Man, I love Taylor in there. He's having fun. He's flashing his stick inside like he's open. He wants him to throw it to him.
It's in the middle of 3 white jerseys.
Ah.
And Breaks couldn't hold on to it.
Get to the home spot. Get far side, Stan. Get far side. Wait.
Almost. Oh, I can't believe they kept that one in. Deep there in the corner. Did. St. Thomas.
No ref back there. Might have gotten away with one.
You never know. There's the turnover. I feel like there's not a lot of sense of urgency for FGCU here, down 3, 10 minutes to go.
Well, and 10 minutes is a good amount of time. Although, the rate they've been scoring, it doesn't seem like that much time. But
there's Monty.
Stripped
to the ball. What a play by Fuller. It's an important ground ball. Numbers for Venable, but it's stripped away. Cotton really commanding the clear.
Yep.
They got to find a way across. They do.
Got to get a touch now.
Here comes Englert into the middle. They touch it in.
Looks like they've gone with Taylor now at attack. Freshman. I love his energy.
It's great. It's not exactly what they need right now. Here's Liam O'Connor, Jr.
Come on, Trey.
Now Devin Deming from the top of the box. Pushed outside the alley.
There he is. Taylor with the shorty. This is the matchup.
Let's see if he wants it.
Get out of his way. Get out of his way. Let him work.
The freshman taking his man behind. Slips.
Oh.
He lost his stick. Nice strip.
Great strip.
By Raleigh Baumgartner.
Taylor slips. And
Baumgartner's a two-way midfielder for this St. Thomas team. Good hustle on the ride.
Great hustle, but gets an injury on that.
Player down. Is that Taylor?
Trainer.
They need another trainer to be called here for FGCU. We're going to step aside here. We'll be back with more fourth quarter action. St. Thomas with a 3-goal advantage in the fourth.
I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. This is the UA Command 2.0. I really like the new design of the thinner scoop at the top to help with ground balls, and the same thing in the back with the flare to help with ground balls as well. The pocket, it forms just a nice, easy pocket right in the middle. I also love how light it is. We've been in the sun all day. It still doesn't get that soupy, bendy feeling. Also, what I really like the new addition of is the side rail pockets for the shooters, which doesn't go right in there, which I think is a brilliant design.
I'm Greg Gorenlian, known as Greg Beast. I played for the New York Lizards. I just retired from the MLL, and I face off for Team USA. An elite level face-off man.
Oh, he got knocked out.
Welcome back here. Fourth quarter action between St. Thomas and Florida Gulf Coast. The Tommies up 6-3. Travis Eldridge, Josh Hawkins back with you in this MCLA Division II quarterfinal. AJ Monty was the player for Florida Gulf Coast that had to be helped off here. Hoping he's okay, but the Eagles will get possession here on the restart. 8 minutes to go, down by 3. We're going to need some offense here quickly. Especially the way this game has been played. Just not a lot of great offensive opportunities. See if FGCU can make something happen. Shot wide. Good look. There for Carter Ayers. This is Nick Griffin. Loose ball, and Josh.
That was coming right at us, Travis.
That was going to be another opportunity.
Don't worry, I would have saved you.
I'm just looking out for your ground ball stats, okay? FGCU keeping possession. You got Ayers, Mawson. Shot low and saved. Patrick Jackson makes the stop, but
Jackson read that one all the way.
Yeah.
You know, when you drop that front shoulder when you're shooting, the goalie's going to drop with you because that means you're going low. Read that one easily and made a nice save.
Missed opportunities for the Tommies in the clear. And Florida Gulf Coast, another chance, under 7 minutes to go. And here's Deming.
Briggs with the quiet day.
Yeah. Step down bounce shot. That looked good from O'Connor, but
I
just
like
a little
that
high.
shot. I mean,
that was nice
had
off
some
the
pace
grass.
on it, yeah. Use the surface.
A shimmy shake move from Griffin. Back out to O'Connor. Around the top of the box. Checking out on the field behind us, BYU and Utah tied at 7. Terrific crowd there. Utes the top seed in Division I. That pass is thrown away by Deming. Top seed in Division I on the ropes. St. Thomas, the top seed here in Division II. Looking to try to put away this Eagles squad. Good hustle from Briggs there in the ride. And a turnover again. If FGCU can keep the ground ball in. Still loose, scooped up. Charbonneau gets it to our boy Cotton. And here comes FGCU. And the Eagles want to talk things over under 6 minutes to go here in the fourth. They need some offense here quickly. We'll step aside. More fourth quarter action on the other side. You're watching the 2018 MCLA National Tournament, powered by Under Armour.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quaid? All right. See ya. Right at it, right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
Welcome back to the 2018 MCLA National Tournament, powered by Under Armour. The top seed here in Division II, St. Thomas, holding a 3-goal advantage over the 9th seed Florida Gulf Coast. The Eagles looking for their second upset in 2 days, taking down Sierra Nevada yesterday in the 8-9 game. Moving on to today's quarterfinal. Travis Eldridge, Josh Hawkins back with you. Josh, you were listening in on that FGCU huddle. What's the message for this team down by 3, needing some offense here quick?
Yeah, coach just putting in, their offensive set for this play. They're going with a play called Denver out of their 23 set. So look for, their crease guy to have a look, but we'll see what Denver is as they run this play. I also got a pound from a player while I was in that.
How about that?
Yeah.
Maybe he's an Outlaws fan. Denver play, The ball stripped away. Nick Griffin lost it, but FGCU keeps.
Great ground ball on the sideline.
Tomasin, a unsettled chance, and he finishes it. Tyler with a big one. Florida Gulf Coast with some life, down by 2.
And that's just a great hard dodge. I mean, you see the urgency on the sideline to get the ground ball, and then he just goes to cage, and he went with authority, something that we haven't seen from these midfielders, in their dodging today. It's kind of been more of a methodical pace on offense for FGCU, but anytime the ball has hit the ground and they've had a scramble situation, they've been able to pick it up and kind of make the best out of it and scoring the goal. It's their second goal on the day in a situation like that.
4:41 left in this one, and Florida Gulf Coast wins it.
It's going to the cage. Go.
Oh. Pass across couldn't be completed. Oh, man, he wanted Joshua Taylor. And instead, it's a turnover, a golden opportunity for the Eagles.
I think he could have shot there.
Uh-huh.
It's right on top of the cage.
Parker Perry for FGCU had a really good chance. Instead, St. Thomas has it. So we tick closer to 4 minutes to go in this quarterfinal. Winner moves on to the semis on Thursday here in Salt Lake City. This is Dowdle. Ball deflected up in the air, but Venable able to go up and get it. And St. Thomas able to get a timeout. Good use of a timeout there?
Yeah, you know, why not? It kind of looks like your players are in a little trouble. You know, call a timeout and save possession.
First of the half for St. Thomas. We'll be back with more fourth quarter action here in the MCLA National Tournament.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. This is the Under Armour Banshee. It's the mid-level lacrosse cleat. What I like about it is it's got a low cleat feel, but with the protection of a mid to high cleat. I'm usually a guy who likes to protect my ankles, but I don't like to lose the mobility and feel like I'm wearing a heavy cleat. UA Banshee, untouchable, unstoppable.
Welcome back. FGCU trying to get back in this thing, down by 2. Gets the top-seeded Tommies from St. Thomas. Team from Minnesota looking to get back in the national semifinals here on Thursday. And they have the ball coming off the timeout. By the way, the top seed in Division 1, Utah, back with a 2-goal advantage over their rivals from BYU. Field behind us. Make it a 1-goal advantage. That's what FGCU is trying to do against the top seed here in Division 2. Trying to get this thing back to a 1-goal game. They're going to need to get the ball first. 3:20 to go.
A little pressure and chase right now for FGCU as the Tommies kind of trying to run this one out a little bit.
GCU sideline wants a shot clock. And can't disagree with them.
And this is the situation, you know, you know, do you throw a shot clock on? Because I think everyone here at this field knows that the Tommies are not going to the cage.
There it is. First shot clock of the day. Venable makes his man miss, dishes it off, and it's a turnover. So let's see if FGCU can take advantage. .2:30 to go. Ball on the ground and turned over. An option for Fuller to go if he wanted to. Instead, he's going to back things out as he gets it to Visions, trying to kill some more time. Close to 2 minutes to go.
Tell you what, that takes a lot of discipline to pull that one out.
It's a veteran move from the senior.
He was one-on-one with the goalie. I might take Cotton in that one.
Cotton say, bring it. Less than 2. Dowdle almost lost it, got it back, spins through 2, and he still keeps possession. Man. Bauman gets it to Gam. And an errant pass gives it back to FGCU. They could really use something here.
Yeah, if they want to tie this game up, they got to score on this possession.
Important possession. Robert Forrest touches it in. Now Tomasin takes an errant shot, well wide. It got deflected, actually, it looks like. Goes out of bounds off of St. Thomas. Coach Brian Gross for St. Thomas still wants that to be a shot. Refs say there was a possession of some sort in there, but it still doesn't matter, a turnover. And a clear here pretty much seals this thing. Instead, it's loose around the midfield stripe. FGCU needs a ground ball.
And they got it.
Here comes Deming.
Got to push here.
26 seconds left. Deming shoots, never got through. Now Taylor with it. FGCU takes a timeout. 17 seconds left. We'll keep it here, Josh. What, if you're FGCU, down by 2, 17 seconds left, what on earth do you draw up against this St. Thomas defense that has been very stingy in terms of getting quick opportunities?
You know, you got 17 seconds. You got to use 7 of those seconds to get a shot on cage. Hopefully, you know, that goes in. Then you have 10 seconds to win the face-off and get down and take another shot. But, you know, it's tough. We've seen
crazier things have happened.
I think it was Trevor Baptiste scored 3 goals in 16 seconds.
Yes, I believe he did
last
year.
So crazier things have happened, but it's going to be tough here for Gulf Coast to get these two goals with just 17 seconds. But I mean, that's what you have to do. You have to, you know, throw it in front, get a quick shot with 7, and then use the 10 seconds to win the face and try to get down and score another goal. But
by the way, thanks to everybody tweeting in.
Yeah,
Great to hear. A lot of Eagles fans watching back in Florida.
Love the Twitter action.
So we'll see what FGCU draws up here. 17 seconds left. That's what separates St. Thomas from a date in the semifinals on Thursday here in Division II. It's triggered in. Pass in front. I don't know if it's a pass or a shot, but 5-4. Loose ball is corralled by St. Thomas. And that will do it. The Tommies are on their way to the national semifinals. St. Thomas, at times, it wasn't real pretty, Josh, but they find their way into the Final Four here on Thursday. In the quarterfinals in Division II, St. Thomas 6, Florida Gulf Coast 4. Thanks for watching this 2018 MCLA National Tournament powered by Under Armour. Travis Eldridge and Josh Hawkins will be back in a little bit with a quarterfinal from Division I. Thanks for watching.